So we're getting ready to do something. It's going to be a little bit painful, but it has to be done. So you probably know me from my adventures, camping out on the beach, living in an ex-presidential motorcade SUV I turned into a tiny home, belovingly called Burbo. Let's see if the light will adjust here. It's parked out here right now. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll take you out there in a minute. So have you ever had one of those situations where, something goes bad, gets you upset, gets you down, turns into something else, and then something else, something else? Well, I've learned a really important lesson in the last few years, and it's, when these things go wrong, these are some of the most important and valuable times in our lives. These are the moments that build us up. These are the moments that we can either take and overcome that, build resilience, and become a better version of ourselves, or do what I used to do in the past, get upset, it turns into something else. Pretty soon I end up grabbing the bottle, hanging out at the bar, playing video games, wasting productive time, being in withdrawal, feeling depressed the next day, and I don't end up achieving all the great things that I could with that time. The other day, I went to get in my vehicle, pulled my driver's door open, except it wouldn't open. Somebody had done a nice little hit and run, backed into the car, whatever, drove off, and it's kind of a bummer. Took it into the shop, had some inspections, got several thousands of dollars worth of different things that need to get done. My ultimate pursuit here is, for myself, it's freedom. To create freedom for myself so I have the capacity to inspire, to entertain, to have these adventures, and to help people find really the best versions of themselves, the person they're truly supposed to be, and help men get sober and fit. Every time money gets wasted, that's time wasted. That's something that takes away from the pursuit of my purpose. But here's the reality. Crap happens to everybody. It happens in life. So the real challenge is, the real question is, how are you going to handle that? How am I going to handle this? Am I going to let it bring me down? And I'm 497 days since my last drink. You think I'm going to reach to the bottle today? Hell no. We're about ready to take the hammer and the drill to this thing to modify this fender enough to where we can get in and out of the vehicle while I shop for a new fender that's painted in the same color. It would be amazing if it came with the stock flare on it too. That's a whole other challenge. But at the end of the day, I'm renting this house for the price of an apartment. I'm able to keep creating my content. I've got my little mini studio over here. I've got myself a wheelie bike. Handlebars have been a thing of mine. I did stunt riding pretty seriously before YouTube and Facebook way back in the day. I was even in a DVD that they used to sell in Walmart and Best Buy. And I love wheelies. Right now I don't have a motorcycle, don't have a capacity for it, but I could figure out how to get a bicycle back into my life. I've never been great at riding wheelies on bicycles, so that's another little fun challenge I'm going to have. So, part of this, I would love to hear about the things that, maybe was a big part of your youth, something you loved, something that inspired you, maybe something that still makes you happy when you see it or think about it, but it's not a part of your life. And is there a way to integrate that into your life? Is there a way to bring that back? I've got to get my heart rate up a few times a day, so I take 2 to 3 breaks a day. Grab the old wheelie bike, go out and practice going up and down the road just like a little kid. That right there, see, that's true joy. That's true happiness. That's something that, I'm going to be doing today instead of getting myself intoxicated, being pissed off about a situation that I will get through, and it's really not that big of a deal. But boy, at one point in life, it would have messed me up. So yeah, there's several $1,000s worth of front suspension work. I've had some different leaks. The engine and transmission are new. Even more frustrating, I think probably if I never would have had that transmission serviced before my big, amazing road trip I took in this thing, probably would have never broke down. That would have been, it was around $7,000 after I bought the warranty, paid the credit card fee, installation and everything. That's a lot of my life I'm having to give up, trading hours for dollars, not pursuing my purpose. But again, this stuff happens to everybody. And one more thing, I don't even know how to segue into this, but I just put it on the computer screen here and I want you to check it out. So this is Red Bull Imagination. This is the coolest freestyle motocross event in the world. Crazy enough, somehow this thing is pretty much in my own backyard out here in the middle of nowhere in Kansas. So I'll put another little card up here. That was one of my very first adventures. I was not as good on camera. I didn't understand things as well. And I'm still getting dialed in, but guess what? I'm putting in my reps just like I've been doing at the gym. If I don't get on this camera and talk to you guys, I'm never going to get better at this. And this is my life's mission, to create this following, to grow this channel and brand, to be able to inspire and help the world in a unique way that I'm the only person that can do it in my way. So, I don't really care if anybody sees this video. Let's go outside. Let's take a look at this damage that we're dealing with here. It doesn't even look that bad when you look at it. Oh man, bright light. It doesn't look horrible, but I can't open the door. So, right here, it's been backed into or something, but the problem is I can't open the driver's door anymore. It's not the end of the world. It really sucks, but whatever. So yeah, it looks bad, but we're gonna have to actually get into this thing, drill some holes, start hammering on it, start prying on it, and just make it so I can get in and out of my vehicle again, because this has just gotten to be too much of a challenge climbing over from the passenger side. Look, here's another hit and run, but guess what? This one happened because I was drinking. I was parked at a bar, and yeah, some drunk ran into my car and drove off then too. So I could either sit around, cry about it. I'll just come out here with the hammer and the drill, start prying the heck out of this thing and make it so I can get in and out of my car. And pretty soon, this little problem will be in the past too. You guys want to see the build out video? I'll pop that up here too. Hey, let's see if this door's unlocked here and I can show you inside if you're not familiar with this thing. So I've got an HD TV that pops up here. I can't actually see what's on my camera. Let's see if I can turn a 180. Well, this just gives you an idea. I got a bed, I got a chair, I got my sound system. I've got separate electricity that runs for the back, a separate battery that charges and runs separate, so I can't kill the engine battery by killing the back battery. And it's a really tiny space, but I've figured out how to have solar, have Wi-Fi, have power, and I've got enough room to sleep. That bed's small, but there's something extremely comfortable about it. When I'm sleeping in a place where I'm happy and free and I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing with myself in my life, it's some of the most comfortable sleep. And that was definitely something I figured out at my junior college before I went to university. I had this tiny old beat up little dorm bed, but I slept like a baby. It was the most comfortable thing. It was because at that moment I felt free and happy. So we'll cut over here in a minute and I'll show you guys some of the stuff I'm working on with this vehicle. And it was kind of funny that the neighbors were out there while I was talking about this. I made sure to talk nice and loud because I can't blame them for sure. I did go and ask if they saw anything, but I don't understand how in the world somebody would have driven by, hit the vehicle, only made that small of amount of damage from actually moving and cave it in the way they did, yet it was parked right behind their driveway. But they're not owning it, so I can't say for sure they did it. Makes sense to me. Somebody over there probably did, but that's life, Anyway, we'll cut back over and see what kind of damage we can do to make this door work again. Time to start hacking this thing apart here. One thing I have to remember about a vehicle, it's a consumable. It's not an investment other than an investment in the way it works into my life. So all this money I keep putting into this thing, I'm saving all that on rent or interest on a mortgage. Plus, if I'm stuck in one place, I can't have all these awesome adventures and create this cool story and my own movie out of my life like I'm doing. So, it's a bummer when I got to spend big chunks of money on it, but every vehicle costs money. The more you drive a vehicle, the longer you own it, the more expenses are going to come up. Everything on this thing is mechanical. The parts wear out. So, a fender doesn't wear out when some butthead backs into it and then drives off and doesn't claim it, but this is life. This is not a real problem. I've had real problems before. There are people in the world that have real problems. Me, this isn't a problem. I am grateful. I've got so many blessings in life. And, there are people in the world who would still see my very worst challenges I've dealt with as a vacation. This is plastic. It's probably too bent up to salvage, but that would be cool if we could salvage this fender or this flare. Scratched up, hey. All right, now we can actually get in here and try to get this moved around. Man, what a bummer. What a bummer. Yeah, who knows? Might have to give that the old Krylon touch, put some heat to it. Alright, I don't think this is going to do much, but I'm just going to try banging on this thing a little bit, see if we can get it to move some. No, I don't want to pry against that door. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to have to do is drill some holes to be able to slowly pry and move this out. Because if I can get this part out, then the door should be able to swing in unobstructed. So I think that's what we're going to do. Drill some holes in the poor thing. Oh, man. I think we're going to need a bigger drill bit. Think that'll do the job. I don't know if this drill's got much power, though. I was charging it, but it seems like it's kind of low. Yeah, we're making a little progress. Problem is, this is bent in all the way down. So I think we're gonna have to work quite a bit to make this door be able to open up again. All right, that was gonna be a lost cause, so I didn't want to waste any more time. So we're gonna get serious with this now. We're going with a tree and a come along winch. We're gonna get this thing moved so I can open my driver's door today. Oh man, sure doesn't look as pretty as normal, but this is temporary, replaceable part. You know, if you watch any of the build-out videos, I think the theme was, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. Same thing here. I got no idea what's going on, but we're going to get this damn door to open and close today. Oops, looks like I didn't record for a while. And maybe instead of trying to modify that hole anymore, we'll see if we can use something else to get a hold of it here. I don't know, maybe we'll just try backing up a little bit and make us some more space anyways. I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh, it's wanting to tear through, isn't it? We're making some progress. Well, eventually this hole will open up big enough I can stick that other hook in there. There we go. Now we're making progress. Oh, well, I guess that couldn't last forever. Of course I'm doing the tie down. That's what I get. You know, I'm sure somebody that actually knows what they're doing with the bodywork stuff would have had a solution in 2 minutes and got this all dealt with, but, you know, I'm gonna get through it. Rip through the fender. Poor Virgo. There you get it. We're getting it. Woo! There we go. Have a good bite on it now. Oh, this is starting to look like real progress. And that tore through. Ah, that's starting to look real good. Oh. Ooh! Did you see that? The door just opened. Oh! All right. Finally, making some progress. Woo! It's been some work. Sure looks mangled. So close. Man, this has been a workout. All right, there we have it. Never thought I'd be so glad to be able to open and close my driver's door. This looks terrible, but it was already totaled, so we'll work on getting another fender. Man, old Suburban's a lot more beat up than when I first got it, but we've had a lot of good adventures. That took about 2 hours or so. I've since eaten, talked to a friend, so the sun's gone down a bit. Man, if I didn't have to make this top hole here, then I think I might have even been able to stick that flare back on, make it look decent. But, you know, that fender was still toast. There's so many things to be grateful for. And the most bothersome part of this was I really wanted to create content today. My time is extremely valuable and extremely limited. And so, well, hey, now we created some content. This wasn't what I intended to produce or edit, but it's just one more video for the catalog of different things that I'll have to look back on years to come. So, you know, when life hits you with a little stupid situation or a big stupid situation, do your best to not let it bring you down, because truthfully, even as bad as it gets, somebody else has it way worse, and you've probably had it way worse at a different point in your life too. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Make sure to check out some of the videos. I'll put either cards in through this video, and I'm going to put 1 or 2 of them up. I think 2 of them at the end of this. Check those out, guys. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. I just want to hear what you have to say. Thanks for checking it out.